MrBeast and Amazon have just been sued by 5 unnamed contestants on the Beast Games competition show with allegations including harassment and chronic mistreatment. Now, I think we have all seen this coming, to be honest. There have been some really wild things that have come out and that are still coming out about MrBeast's Amazon show, Beast Games. Now, I actually have a video coming out tomorrow talking about new allegations from the show, so subscribe so you don't miss that video. But anyway, today we are just going to be going through the lawsuit that was just slapped on MrBeast's desk. Anyways, the complaint was filed September 16th in Los Angeles Superior Court, and the lawsuit alleges multiple causes of action related to the chronic mistreatment of and neglect suffered by participants in Beast Games. Now, according to the lawsuit, MrBeast's production company, Amazon, and an independent production firm failed to pay minimum wages and overtime, failed to prevent harassment, created conditions that subjected contestants to infliction of emotional distress, did not provide participants uninterrupted meal breaks or rest breaks, and exposed contestants to dangerous circumstances and conditions as a condition of their employment. I mean, before this lawsuit was filed, we heard stories from contestants saying that they were barely fed.
Several contestants also said that they had not been warned about how little they would be given to eat and how infrequently. They described going on long stretches without being fed by the production. One said she had gone over 20 hours, both during the games and while they were in Las Vegas before and after filming.
They were expected to sleep during daytime hours, weren't given their proper medications.
Despite reassurance that contestants' medications would be distributed to them when needed, several contestants said that they had not received their medication on time, including one contestant who needed insulin, instead receiving it hours or even days after their scheduled dosing times. This is so dangerous to a diabetic. This is awful.
Weren't given clean underwear.
Contestants were instructed to supply the production staff with a Ziploc bag containing 5 days worth of undergarments, which would be distributed to the contestants once the games were underway. But several contestants said that they had waited hours or even days to receive their clean underwear. I'm gonna stop here again. Why the is MrBeast production team taking contestants' underwear?
And many other things. And it seems so far that this lawsuit is basically just bringing those allegations to a brighter stage. And I mean, we don't know 100% if these are all true or just allegations, but I guess we will find out more as more details emerge about the lawsuit and how MrBeast and Amazon decide to respond. I also would like to point out that the participants knew upon signing the contract that they would be faced with a potentially long and challenging competition, but it seems that these people got a lot more than what they bargained for. Attorneys for the anonymous contestants said in a statement that several contestants ended up being hospitalized, while others reported suffering physical and mental complications while being subjected to chronic mistreatment, degradation, and for the female contestants, hostile work conditions. So I suppose MrBeast and his team forgot to add a few lines in the contract that would say they would get severely mistreated, underfed, be subject to hostile working conditions, and many other things. It's like signing up for Wipeout knowing that you could get hurt on the obstacles, but then Wipeout just decides to lock you in a building with barely any food or water. God damn, I didn't sign up for this shit. According to the lawsuit, Beast Games participants were deprived of medical care, food, sleep, and the necessities of basic hygiene. And also, portions of the lawsuit are redacted, including some of the details involving the harassment allegations, so we don't really know much about that yet, but we may hear soon. Now, the lawsuit seeks to establish a pattern of harassment according to the attorneys representing the 5 unnamed contestants. The attorneys brought up MrBeast's leaked employee handbook that is called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production. One of the lines from that handbook says, if talent wants to draw a on the whiteboard in a video or do something stupid, let them. Really do everything you can to empower the boys when filming and help them make content. Help them be idiots. What the actual does this mean? Empower the boys! Yeah, empower the boys! Empower Chris Tyson! Oh shit, that's not a boy. Empower Carl! Draw a Anyways, one of the female contestants identified as contestant 5 said in a statement, I wanted to join because I was a fan of MrBeast and his videos made me smile during the COVID-19 pandemic. I expected to be challenged, but I didn't think I would be treated like nothing, less than nothing. And as one of the women, I can say it absolutely felt like a hostile environment for us. We honestly could not have been respected less as people, much less employees if they tried. Yeah, having that statement right after the the Empower the Boys handbook quote. It's just not great at all. It's so hard for me to understand why it's so difficult for influencers just to be like decent people. Like, we're not even asking these people to be like saints by any means, but how hard is it just to be like a decent person? I guess with money and fame comes, you know, becoming a terrible person in some people's cases. Not saying that all influencers are terrible, just seems that nowadays a lot of them get caught up in stupid things. Like, come on guys, what are we doing? According to the lawsuit, Beast Games producers created working conditions that jeopardize the safety of workers, including by not providing sufficient food or drinks, not providing adequate medical staff on site, and not providing reasonable medical care, forcing them not to sleep, and forcing them to participate in games that unreasonably risked physical and mental injury. Now, in my next video, I go into detail about things like being understaffed and things like that, but it's just so funny to me how MrBeast and the production companies didn't really plan ahead for this big of an event. There's stories of fights breaking out, people being shoved to the ground by their contestants, not enough staff, etc.
Contestants felt that the staff was overwhelmed by the volume of competitors. In addition to these behind-the-scenes issues, things did not appear to run much more smoothly when it came to the competition itself. The first challenge involved 5 teams of 400 pulling ropes attached to a 10,000-pound weights as fast as possible. The issue began, participants said, when they were broken into those teams. A scramble for team pennies, which I think means jerseys, quickly became chaotic and frightening, several said, describing a crush of people pushing and shoving other contestants while the production staff was unable to calm the crowd. One contestant described hyperventilating amid the scene. Another said she had been almost horizontal and had feared being trampled.
How this was described to me from contestants was basically, yeah, it was a free-for-all mosh pit just to grab these jerseys. Why didn't production just pick the teams?
But MrBeast had to have the most epic and crazy game show. It seems like karma may be finally coming around for Jimmy. As extreme as the allegations against defendants are here, the law could not be more clear. Participants entered into contracts and they were promised compensation for their services. Their expectation of compensation, along with them being constantly under the control and supervision of the production staff, makes them employees under California law. As such, they were entitled to, and denied, certain protectors. And when you add to that extreme neglect, degradation, harassment, and inhumane conditions, it's quite simply a massive dereliction of duty for which the defendants must and will now be held accountable. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with MrBeast and just everything he's been involved in recently. And I feel like I used to be on Jimmy's side and would like defend him when people would call him out for his, you know, charitable videos. But now it just seems like MrBeast only did those charitable videos so that he could build this reputation of himself online, that he is just like this amazing guy, an outstanding citizen of sorts. But I feel like more and more he just tarnishes that reputation by things like Beast Games, Lunchley, Ava Chris Tyson, and just, you know, other allegations. Again, we don't know what is true and what is not true. That will be something that we find out with time. Part of me hopes that some of the allegations just aren't true, just because I think it's pretty sad to think that a lot of these people were so excited to be on Beast Games and then were just met with these terrible conditions. But if it is true, hopefully there can be some consequences, and big consequences, hopefully. I'm also curious to see if Beast Games actually comes out as well. I mean, with the lawsuit and the allegations, I don't know if this thing is going to come out or not. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and without further ado, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys in the next video, and peace out.